What's up? It's Iceman, hooking you guys up with an ice cold video, and today guys I'm bringing you another episode of Growing Up with Iceman. But before I get started and go any further, I just want to say how badass was that clip in the beginning. Now that right there guys is how you beat the Blackworm strategy. They cannot handle the jump shot with the Remington. I'm sorry, it's just a known fact. I do it every time on this map it happens, and I succeed 99.9% times because, you know, you get high enough to where just enough pellets hit him in the face for that headshot and take him out over the shield. But moving on, I want to go ahead and bring you guys this episode, and I'm going to tell you the story about the time that I was almost charged with robbing a bank. So when I was younger, I was about 17, and I had this beast ass computer. I paid $3 grand for it, and I wanted to sell it a year after I bought it, so I put it on Craigslist. Well, you know, I never worked with Craigslist before, never even knew what the fuck Craigslist was for, honestly. But you know, I said I'm gonna go ahead and do it because somebody told me it was a good idea. So I did it. You know, I got a message back within a week. Someone said they wanted to buy it for about $1,200. I agreed. Thought it was a reasonable price considering I paid $3 grand for it. You know, and it was still top of the line at the time. But you know, so you know, I've told him, you know, where to send the money to because I didn't do PayPal back then either. But I told him to send the money to my house, and he sent me a check, and you know, we agreed on $1,200. But when I got the envelope, and it was actually a envelope you had to ship, a big yellow envelope type looking thingy. It wasn't like an envelope you would put in the mail. So you know, that showed up at my front door. It was a FedEx. That's right. It wasn't a yellow envelope. It was a big FedEx. And inside the FedEx thingy was the what's it called, the check. But anyway, moving on. You know, I get the envelope, open it up. Inside, there's a $2,600 check, and I'm thinking, you know, whoa, $2,600. That's not what we agreed upon. We agreed on $1,200. So you know, I'm thinking in my head like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So you know, my first thought is, well, let me go to Chevy Chase and try and cash the check. You know, I wasn't going to go to Walmart and cash it. I was like, man, that's a lot of money to cash at Walmart. You know, I'll just go ahead and go to the actual bank that is on the check because it was a Chevy Chase check. You know, so I take it there and, you know, I tell the teller, you know, I go up there with, well, I ride with my friends because that's a key part of the story is I ride up there with my friends and I tell them to wait in the car because it shouldn't take that long to cash the check. So, I go in by myself and I take it to the teller and I tell her, you know, the whole situation of how I got the check and everything, and she's like, all right, you know, because, you know, I'm trying, because something seemed fishy about the situation of the $2,600. It's just the extra money. Who sends that much extra? You know, that right there, that's not an accident. So, you know, I tell her the situation. She tells me, well, just so you know, the check has a stamped signature and not an actual, like, written out signature, meaning that, you know, we have to check it and make sure that, you know, this person that does these checks does stamps or not. So it's like, all right, you know, I mean, that's cool with me. You know, I'm in no rush whatsoever. You know, I go, there's a little lobby they have in the bank where you can sit on a chair and watch TV. So yeah, it's weird, right, for a bank. But, you know, so I'm watching TV and my friends come in and, you know, we start talking and like, what's taking so long? And I was like, I don't know. They said they had to make a phone call. They had to call the local bank of the person who wrote the check, da-da-da-da-da. So we're sitting there, we're kind of just goofing around, and, you know, I go up there and ask them if everything's all right, and she's like, yeah, we just need to make one more phone call, and I said, all right, you know, that's cool, and I walk over to my friends, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm either leaving here with $2,600, or I'm going to be leaving in handcuffs, because the tellers were being really, really sketchy to me, and, you know, they didn't do a good job of, you know, hiding the fact that something was wrong, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, moving on, I just, you know, sit there with my friends, waiting and waiting and waiting. About 5 minutes goes by, and next thing you know, boom! Like 3 cops walking one side because there was 2 entrances on each side, 1 entrance on each side, so there was 2 entrances into the bank. 3 cops walking on one side, 4 cops walking on the other, and I look at them like, damn, this ain't good. And they look at me and say, so you trying to rob the bank? And I'm like, holy what? I said, rob the bank? No, man, I'm here to cash a check. And they're like, well, we just got a phone call saying you're here trying to cash a fraud check. And I'm like, whoa, a fraud check? I just got this thing in the mail. I was supposed to be selling my computer on Craigslist, and this guy sent me this check, so I brought it here because the check was made by Chevy Chase, or the check was a Chevy Chase check. And like, okay, well, you want to step outside with us real quick? So my friends stay inside. They pull me outside. They sit me on the curb. They read me my rights and all that stuff. And honestly, guys, like when you know you did nothing wrong and you're being read your rights, that's a scary situation. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, that was intense, man. That was intense. But anyway, luckily, one of the cops that showed up used to be a security guard at the mall where I used to run rampant, and I used to spend a lot of time at the mall growing up with my friends, and he was like, Christian, what's going on, man? You know, what are you doing here? And I was like, I told him the story, this and that, and he's like, all right, well, do you have the envelope? And I was like, yeah, I got the envelope. He's like, all right, well, we're gonna follow you to your house, show us the envelope, show us the messages and all that stuff on Craigslist, and we'll get this taken care of. So we go home, and this is actually pretty cool because we actually got a police escort, and I'm pretty sure they only did this to make sure that we didn't try and drive away and get out of town or something. But we went back to my house. We had a cop in front of us with the lights on. I don't think that part was necessary. By the way, guys, this is pretty funny right here. I had to include this part of the clip because I baited the shit out of this care package. Anyway, back to the story. So that we got the police escort. We get to my house, show them the envelope, and they take it for fingerprinting and all that stuff. And turns out that the guy was trying to scam me. What he did was he was trying to get me to deposit the check into my account, which it would have taken a couple days to show that it would bounce, and then he wanted me to take out the extra $1,400 that he sent me and send it to him by mail. Now you see how that works? So he would have got $1,400 for free, and I would have gotten the jack squat because the check would end up bouncing, and I would have been out $1,400, which is considered a Nigerian scam, and it sucks too because I never got my computer back. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Reason I didn't get my computer back because I was going to use the money that I used to sell it to get it out of a pawn shop because I actually loaned it to a pawn shop for some cash to pay some bills off. But anyway, guys, peace out. Hope you enjoyed the vid.